Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho is one of the most influential horror films of all time, fundamentally reshaping the genre. At a time when horror was dominated by monsters, Psycho introduced a terrifyingly human antagonist in Norman Bates, brilliantly played by Anthony Perkins. This psychological approach shifted the focus from supernatural scares to the darker recesses of the human psyche. Hitchcock's meticulous direction created a palpable sense of dread throughout the film. The infamous shower scene, with its jarring music and rapid cuts, became one of the most studied and imitated moments in film history. Bernard Herrmann's score, particularly the screeching violins, amplifies the tension, becoming a character in its own right. Hitchcock's ability to manipulate the audience's expectations keeps viewers on edge throughout the film, from the eerie atmosphere at the Bates Motel to the unsettling climax in the fruit cellar. Psycho broke taboos of its era, from its depiction of mental illness to its bold narrative choices, including killing off its apparent protagonist early in the film. The shocking twists and subversion of genre conventions were unprecedented at the time, paving the way for more sophisticated storytelling in horror. The film's exploration of duality, guilt, and repression has made it a timeless psychological masterpiece. Even decades later, its themes remain resonant, and its technical brilliance continues to inspire filmmakers around the globe. George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead is widely regarded as the film that popularized the modern zombie genre. With a shoestring budget and a largely unknown cast, Romero crafted a chilling tale of survival that also served as a scathing social commentary. The film redefined what horror could achieve, marrying visceral scares with a stark examination of societal issues. Set in a farmhouse besieged by the undead, the film's claustrophobic atmosphere and stark black and white cinematography heighten the tension. The use of practical effects and minimalistic production design adds to its raw and unpolished aesthetic, making the horror feel uncomfortably real. Unlike earlier depictions of zombies as voodoo-controlled individuals, Romero's creatures were reanimated corpses driven by an insatiable hunger for flesh, a concept that redefined horror and laid the groundwork for countless imitators. Beyond the scares, Night of the Living Dead addressed issues like race, class, and societal breakdown. The casting of Dwayne Jones as the lead, a black man in a role that didn't stereotype, was groundbreaking for the time, and the film's poignant commentary on racial tensions made it far more than just a horror story. The shocking and nihilistic ending leaves a lasting impression, underscoring the fragility of humanity when faced with overwhelming chaos. The film's impact cannot be overstated. It not only launched a new subgenre but also proved that horror could be a vehicle for profound social critique. Its influence can still be felt in contemporary cinema, from blockbuster zombie franchises to indie films that use horror to explore deeper themes. John Carpenter's Halloween is the quintessential slasher film, laying the groundwork for countless imitators. Centering on Michael Myers, a masked killer who escapes a mental institution and returns to his hometown to wreak havoc, the film redefined the horror landscape by focusing on atmosphere and tension rather than gore. Carpenter's minimalist approach is a masterclass in suspense. The use of long takes, shadowy lighting, and the iconic score, composed by Carpenter himself, create a sense of impending doom. The steady camera movements, often mimicking the perspective of the killer, immerse the audience in the unfolding terror. Jamie Lee Curtis, in her breakout role as Laurie Strode, became the prototype for the final girl, a staple of the slasher subgenre. Curtis's performance added emotional depth to the film, balancing vulnerability with resilience. What sets Halloween apart is its atmosphere. The suburban setting, with its seemingly safe streets and pumpkin-lined porches, contrasts sharply with the horror lurking within. Michael Myers is presented as the embodiment of pure evil, his blank mask making him an unsettling, almost supernatural presence. Carpenter eschews elaborate backstories, instead relying on the enigmatic nature of the character to heighten the fear factor. Despite its low budget, Halloween became a massive success and launched a franchise that continues to this day. Its influence can be seen in virtually every slasher film that followed, solidifying its place in horror history. The film remains a testament to the power of simplicity in creating enduring terror. Roman Polanski's Rosemary's Baby is a masterful psychological horror film that delves into paranoia, control, and the unsettling intrusion of the supernatural into everyday life. Starring Mia Farrow as Rosemary, the film follows a young woman who becomes pregnant under mysterious circumstances, only to suspect a sinister conspiracy among those around her. What makes Rosemary's Baby so effective is its slow burn tension. Polanski expertly builds an atmosphere of unease, where every glance, word, and gesture takes on sinister implications. The film's intimate cinematography, often framing Farrow in claustrophobic close-ups, enhances the sense of isolation and vulnerability. Farrow delivers a harrowing performance, capturing Rosemary's growing fear and desperation as she unravels the horrifying truth. Her physical transformation throughout the film, from a radiant young wife to a gaunt and haunted figure, underscores the psychological and emotional toll of her journey. The film's exploration of themes like autonomy, trust, and societal expectations makes it as relevant today as it was in 1968. Polanski masterfully balances the mundane and the macabre, creating a world where the ordinary conceals unspeakable horrors. Its climactic revelation, paired with the chilling ambiguity of its ending, has secured Rosemary's Baby a place as one of the greatest horror films of all time. Few films have managed to combine psychological depth with supernatural horror as seamlessly as this classic. F.W. Murnau's Nosferatu is a cornerstone of horror cinema, widely considered one of the earliest and most influential films in the genre. An unauthorized adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula, the film follows Count Orlok, played by Max Schreck, as he spreads terror in a small German town. While silent, the film's visual storytelling remains powerful, relying on atmosphere and imagery to convey its haunting narrative. What makes Nosferatu so enduring is its haunting imagery. Murnau's use of shadows, light, and expressionistic set design creates an atmosphere of pure dread. The innovative use of negative space and exaggerated architectural elements imbues every frame with unease. Schreck's portrayal of Count Orlok, with his elongated features, claw-like fingers, and insect-like movements, remains one of the most terrifying depictions of a vampire in film history. The scenes of Orlok ascending a staircase or lurking in the shadows have become iconic, emblematic of the genre's power to evoke primal fear. Though nearly lost to history due to copyright disputes, Nosferatu has been preserved and celebrated as a pioneering work of cinematic art. Its influence can be seen in countless vampire films and horror stories that followed, cementing its legacy as a true classic. Its silent-era roots do nothing to diminish its impact, proving that great horror transcends language and time. These 5 classic horror movies not only defined their respective eras but also shaped the evolution of the genre. Through innovative storytelling, unforgettable performances, and groundbreaking techniques, they continue to haunt audiences and inspire filmmakers worldwide.